This video, I want to address one of the biggest problems I've been seeing lately with people who are really ambitious, growing their business, and making a really critical mistake that's costing them hugely in two ways. One is it's costing them profitability. Two, it's costing them the growth of their company. And we could also say it's costing them their quality of life along the way. So the mistake is trying to grow way too fast, setting really high goals and ambitions, and being focused on just crafting all the numbers to get there. There's so much motivation on the internet and in the world these days. There's a lot of ambition. There's a lot of people selling the dream. You see YouTube videos and influencers of people who demonstrated this fast growth and you can do it and instilling belief. And while that's all maybe well-intentioned, the downside is people are building their business in unhealthy ways that's costing them in really big ways. So the first reason it's really costly is when you set a really big goal and you fall short. In our business, that means it's incredibly damaging to your profit margin. When you set a really big goal and you have all this overhead, fixed expenses in your business, you have a high break-even point. And then when you fall short, your profit margin is super, super slim. You would have been way better off setting a lower goal and hitting it. You'd be way more financially better off. The second problem is it's impacting people's growth of their company over the long term. When you're in a big rush to build your company too quickly, you aren't gonna do things right. You aren't. Because doing things right takes a lot of time. You can't be in a rush and do things right. It doesn't work that way. Doing things right means I'm just gonna do this thing right. And I don't know how long it's gonna take. And I can almost guarantee you that it's gonna take longer than you think. I can almost guarantee that because I'm living that for myself. Everything is taking way longer. And so then I plan longer and it even takes longer than that. I'm seeing it with my members. I see it damn near everywhere. Everything takes longer than we think it's gonna take. It's actually a fundamental human bias that you could go and read about is about this overestimation of how quickly we can make things happen. All right, so it's almost guaranteed you're gonna expect that you can get things done faster than you can. So if you're trying to move fast, you're not gonna do things right. If you don't do things right, you're gonna do things twice. When you do things twice, you're gonna grow your business slower because ultimately the only way to get your business where you're trying to go is doing it right. And when you do it twice, it takes longer. So you just do it once, and that might mean it takes you a little longer to get to your goal, but you made up the goal in the first place. What I'm saying is people are setting too big and too ambitious of goals too quickly, and it's got a negative side effect to it. So you gotta learn how to manage, hey, I have this goal, but I'm not willing to sacrifice doing things right for the goal. When you're building a business, you're building wealth, you're building something that has an exponential nature to it. And as a human being, we don't deal with exponential things very well. We think linearly. We have a linear bias for thinking. And so when we're looking at building a business, we think it's gonna be here, 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 and linear, but it's not. It's exponential. So what that means is we're mostly gonna overestimate what we can do in the short term, and we're gonna underestimate what we can do in the long term. We're gonna think we can get to that goal way too quickly and try to force it, which actually draws it out longer and longer. So what you wanna be focused on as you build your business is I have my goals, but just saying a goal doesn't make a goal happen. These are two different things. I can have a goal, but how I actually produce results is about my performance, about the actions I'm taking and how I'm building my business. The best way to build your business is to build and develop mastery, build great systems, and do things right. That's what we help people do at Painting Business Pro, but you really gotta slow down and have both of these and be willing to say, hey, if my goal takes an extra 2 years, that's okay. Because a lot of times what I'm seeing here is this is people who are saying, hey, I wanna build a $2 million company in 2 years or 3 years. I'm like, hey, that can happen. The most likely way it is to happen is if you forget about that happening and just put your head down about doing things right in mastery and not get focused on the outcome. When you start focusing on the outcome, you start manipulating for the outcome. You naturally start taking shortcuts, rushing through things, overcommitting and overextending yourself, and it's gonna have a negative impact on your growth, negative impact on your profit, and a negative impact on your experience of life. Be okay with the lower goals, set them lower. You'll make way more profit when you exceed them. At the end of the day, the results you actually hit are a function of the action you're taking, not the goal you set. If you set a low goal and exceed, you make a ton more money. It's a lot of fun. When you set a high goal and fall short, it's stressful, crazy, panicked, and it negatively impacts your profitability. So chill out. Remember, you got into this business for the long term, not the short term. And I'm seeing this everywhere right now. So this is more like a public service announcement. And I've got so many people I've been telling this to over the last 6 to 12 months. And now I've been saying, I told you so over and over and over. And I'm not proud of that. I said, damn man, I wish you would have listened, but people got to learn the lesson the hard way. So this is your warning that, hey, we've been saying this and people aren't listening. And then they're being like, wow, I should have listened. What I'm seeing even for myself is we've slowed down a lot. We need to slow down even more and even more. That is a unique way of doing business now. And if you want an advantage in business, you do what nobody else is doing. What nobody's doing is slowing down enough to get the foundation right because they're so focused on getting to the numbers that sound sexy, look good, that they can preach and say, trying to keep up with all the BS you see out in the world these days. So don't buy into it. Stay focused, stay patient, build your business right, take your time. It's all good. You got all the time in the world. Enjoy the process, make good profit, all the good things. All right, so hope you got something out of this video. I hope you slow down. I hope you do things right, and I hope it leads you to a more profitable business with faster growth and a more enjoyable lifestyle.